This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description.
So I actually quite liked Black Adam. I thought the fight scenes were probably the best we've had in a superhero movie for a long time, and I don't think Black Adam was like a super compelling character, but he also wasn't like bad, and you know, I like The Rock as well, so I pretty much got what I wanted. And Hawkman was great, Dr. Fate was fantastic. Everyone else kind of whatever. But yeah, I like the movie well enough, and I like The Rock well enough to warrant the purchase of this figure here. Well, my copy actually had like an imperfection from the start. He had like a big like jack in his nose. And I tried to smooth it out, see if it was just like paint that had globbed up, but no, it was just like a straight up imperfection in the sculpt itself. So I had to shave everything down a little bit, and I had to put some clay in here, and now I need to repaint the nose. And what I'll probably end up doing is, yeah, I'll probably just repaint the entire face, to be honest. I think the likeness is really good, but it's also a little bit... It's lacking a bit of an attitude, I think, and I think the eyebrows are like way too thick. So first off, we're gonna cover everything in Cadian flesh tone here, and then I'll see where I'll go from there, because The Rock doesn't have your usual Caucasian skin tone that I'm used to painting. So yeah. First, we'll cover everything, like I said, in Cadian flesh tone. And I'm also going to cover up the eyebrows, because I think it's going to be a stronger foundation for when I paint in my own eyebrows. I'm seeing in general that I think it's because of this like base coat, I guess, of the original factory paint, that just having like a light coat of this Cadian flesh tone really makes for a really good The Rock skin tone. So as soon as I'm finished with like one layer, I'll see what it looks like. This Black Adam figure also really works out for me, because I've always wanted a good The Rock figure, and the Mattel ones aren't too bad looking, but they usually miss the mark a little bit on the face, except for when he's like really smiling. So I think McFarlane actually kind of nailed the likeness. Already now, with the eyebrows like lessened, I can see the likeness a lot better.
So now I'm painting in the eyebrows, and I'm doing just like short upward strokes, so they don't quite look like big lines on his face. It just gives it a little bit more texture, and it looks a bit more natural. I did make a couple of mistakes, so I'm just going in with some Cadian flesh tone again to fix it. So now we're gonna do a little bit of shading. So we got this Reichland flesh shade over here, and we just carefully put it into the grooves and like all the little wrinkles and around the eye area to give it a bit more life. So with the head finished for now, we're just gonna do all the gold detailing, and in the movie he never really had this like cartoonishly yellow symbol. Everything was like gold, and it was kind of different in the beginning of the movie than what it was like at the end, but I'm going for like an ending look here where everything was a lot more vibrant. So we're just brushing all this Retributor armor on, and yeah. And now I'm speckling some bronze in there just to create some different tones in the logo. I'm also adding some black here to because like in the movie there's some kind of weird texture on it, so I wanted to try to keep that. So there's like some bronze in there and some black in there, but primarily if you look at it, it's gonna be gold. And just for some faint highlights, we're using some Vallejo polished gold, just to create a little bit more definition.
So I was pretty happy with how this turned out, but my friend Nee said it looked a bit flat. So what I'm going to do is a very, very light dry brush of just Cadian flesh tone mixed with white. And I'm just very lightly going to get it on to get a little bit more definition, I guess. Like I said, this is very, very light. And honestly, I'm not really sure if it's going to make too much of a difference. Let's try to add some of this. Nope, I don't like it. It looks like it kind of tinted the skin ever so slightly, and it gives it a little bit more depth. I think instead of this like yellowish thing, I'm gonna just go with Reichland Flesh Shade to see where it goes from there. And now we'll just dry brush some more of this. Okay, so finally we're gonna put some gloss varnish on the eyes to give them some life. And some on the lips, maybe. And here is Black Adam completed, and this is obviously supposed to be his final look in the movie, where all the colors pop a little bit extra, because he kind of starts off the movie with, I think this armor here is like straight up black, and the only gold on the lightning bolt is like in the very middle, and then it like fades out to black. Towards the end, everything is like a gold that really, really pops. Everything in the beginning of the movie is also a lot like dirtier, like his belt has a lot more of like a black wash on it. So I thought he was visually more interesting when he had a little bit more contrast, so that's the look I went for. And here's a better look at the head. I am really happy with how this turned out. Also, shout out to my friend Nee for calling me out on my first draft, because I do believe that the paint job was a little bit too flat. So to sum it up, this is mainly a bunch of Cadian flesh tone onto him, and then I originally just shaded the wrinkles a little bit with Agrex Earthshade, I think. But then after that, I covered the entire thing in Reichland Flesh Shade, and then I dry brushed more Cadian flesh tone on top of it, and I think it looks fantastic. I would have liked a little bit more of an intense look on his face, but I can't really do anything about that because that's simply the way McFarlane sculpted it. But overall, I am really, really happy with him. Speaking about painting, there's quite a lot of different colors in the lightning bolt itself here. Like, you can probably see it because it reflects light in a couple of different ways, but there's a lot of like random black speckling and some bronze in there and 2 different shades of gold, and I think it gives that look I was looking for, where it doesn't look like too flat. We can go back to the back here, and I painted this entire like
color piece. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Now, 5,000 years later, I'm free, and I give you my word. No one will ever stop me again.